again, there's other things to be done in this world. But in that moment, at that fork, I'm making a choice for a turning point in my life. What is this next moment going to look like? And when I look at it like that, that's what helps me to build it easily, or more easily, in a manner that I feel and I'm falling in love with. And I think that's what I would like to convey to people. But go ahead.
Yeah, and on the other side of things too, like we sometimes, I know we mentioned about the weight of things. We put so much weight on a decision in this moment, like it's going to be the decision for the rest of our lives, and it which also makes it that, because we give it that much weight, so now we're scared about the rest of our lives. You know, we don't want to look at it anymore because we made this mean so much, when it's like we should look on it with grace, like with ease, like be easy on ourselves. I want to share this with grace isn't weakness, it's power without force. And it's like what both of you are saying is pretty much acceptance. Like you accept where you are now. You're like, okay, this is where I'm at. I do have a choice. I can go this way or I can try something new. But either way, I know that I'm here and I'm going to look at this with love and grace and be mindful about it. And when we do that, it's not that we take the power out of the decision. It's like we empower it. Like we empower ourselves, I should say, so that we know that we're always on that right path toward what we truly desire.
Right. And every thought, and if we can walk with that, and in the love and in keeping those choices and turns and things neutral, to where we're not giving it any of it may go great and it may not, and giving it just like the perfect homeostasis for the body. Like, just if I remain neutral, then I'm not giving it any power to any direction, and it's just going to guide itself how it should go. But I'm always making the best decision for where I am now, because the present is right now, and that is the gift. And we see it for what it is now, because so many times we can see when we get to a certain pivotal point in our life, and we really just take a step back and say, man, I've done really well in orchestrating this beautiful thing that I was just sent here I chose to come, and I'm not sure. This is this thing we call life. And so when we can look back, and all of us, there's some things that maybe we could have shifted, but for the most part, it's such a beautiful journey. Allowing ourselves the grace to.
And 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 man, you put the bow tie on that, or the beautiful ribbon on that, when you said it's the life that it's our life. And again, the most beautiful part about the word grace, or the thing that I want to point out, is understand where the grace is coming from. And the reason why I want people to understand where the grace is coming from is because once you realize where the grace is coming from, you know that it can happen over and over again. You can give yourself grace. And this, to the point that JClay was making, like, you made a decision, right? And it was not the right decision for yourself. And what we like to do is pour on. We like to add more weight to something that we already gave too much weight. Like, you can change the amount, but you giving yourself that grace allows yourself to say, okay, you know what? This wasn't a mistake. This was me trying something that wasn't for me, or something that I love. And that's a gracious thing to do. That's the same thing that you do with other people. If my son comes up and he does something that I don't want him to do, and he says he's sorry, I easily say, okay, now it's all good. Go ahead and do what you want to do. Yeah. And the part that we tend to not do for ourselves is we take mistakes, and shouts out to JClay with the mistake. We take them so hard. We do not allow that grace in order for us to feel comfortable in saying, you know what, I can give myself grace 1,000,000 times, but there's not any wrong, because it's my life. To your point, Sara Smiled, it's my life, and it's a beautiful thing. All of the experiences matter. And if I'm giving myself the proper grace, then there's something to take from even things that I didn't feel like were for me. And so just remembering where that grace comes from is everything. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely.
But before we came on the show, Sara and I were talking about our to-do lists, or just the to-do list in general, and how it's more of a suggestion, because, you know, as said here, like, we are in the now moment and we are at a state of being. But what that made me kind of think about too was like, why don't we have a to be list, or why don't we even have a being list? Because, you know, even to be or to do is in the future. And sometimes too, to your point, Troy, like we can get hard on ourselves when we don't follow our to-do list. But to follow our to-do list just all the way, we're ignoring ourselves in this moment. We're ignoring giving ourselves that grace to know, okay, let me at least apply the mental energy to what I want to do first to make it easier to actually do this, instead of just blindly going from one task to another. Like I think Sarah said, like that pause is important. That pause does everything in the world if we allow ourselves to take that quick pause.
Yeah. So with what you're saying there, so that's what I do with my clients.